So athletes moving, we're in Heat 2 now, if you're just joining us, of the New Zealand 3,000 metre championships. We'll probably get probably a minute or two away from the start. So this is our faster ranked athletes in the championships. We'll just run through the list for you very quickly. So we've got Mitchell Small, Eric Speakman, Kazuki Kurokawa, Jack Beaumont, Rowan Hooper, Nick Mulai, Douglas Hammerlock, Isaiah Pretty, Hamish Carson, Takumi Kawagashi, Aaron Pulford, Cameron Graves, Josh Torley, Aiden, we're going to have to pull away, James Erlenberg, Hirataka, Sean Eustace, Jonathan Jackson, Daniel Bouchin, James Seal, Ben Monahan, Tony Dodds, Tim Cornish and Dan Hoy. And we're going to pick them up just heading into the home straight. A big field in this second heat. Expect some pace on here. This will be our faster athletes. New Zealand Championship event, so we've got some support for Eric early on. So Eric Speakman, one of the favourites. Cameron Graves is pushing the pace early. Daniel Bouchin sitting on his shoulder, the man from down south. Eric Speakman, one of the favourites, sitting in third. Hamish Carson just behind him. So four stringing it out pretty early. So you'll see the chain. You'll see the train go in this event, and so as you can see, I think we're around 26, 27 athletes in this event. This is Heat 2, this is our guns, this is our fastest heat of the New Zealand Men's 3,000 metre championships, and odds on one of the champions will come out of this field. So they're moving away into the back straight. That's where the wind will get them the strongest. You'll probably see them touch. See the trains relatively in action. Good to see a few Japanese athletes joining us here in our New Zealand Championship event.
Congratulations, Joseph, for your
corner there, as you can see, a very big field. Josh Corley in the Aussie. He picked up front place, so it took a little bit of time to pick him up there. Josh Corley holding court, setting the pace for us early. It's a really interesting race. Good to see some internationals. Obviously we want, if you're a Kiwi fan, we are Athletics New Zealand, but Josh looks like he's really pushed the pace. We'll see if he can hold that front. He'll be really putting a shock through the field early if he gets away. Sometimes these 3,000 metres can play out a bit like a 15, and if someone changes the tactics early, it can really throw race plans out the window, and they don't race 3,000 that often, so there's not always a set plan to how things go. So in a big field like this, obviously those front runners want to get out and establish themselves, but Josh pushing the pace. It may be a tactic. We'll see if he can hold there. Looks like Daniel Bouchin's not having too much trouble sitting on his shoulder from Eric Speakman. Running in the Napier singlet, and then Carsons and Graves. Pulford, 10,000 metre championship. 10,000 metre champion, sorry. So it's all the names that you probably recognise near the front. Our Aussie friend is leading out in the orange there, but sitting on him, Daniel Bouchin. He'd be one of the favourites, Eric Speakman and Hamish Carson. So those four are now starting to make a little bit of a break, and Pulford's trying to get through.
We've got some of the top juniors in this race as well, and leading in
So they're coming into home, and Hawley, we're getting some good information through. Seems he's a pretty quick athlete, and he's run low 8-4, so we'll see how he goes. He's got a lot of fans on the stream, and he's holding court at the moment as we come 4 laps to go, and the clock's sitting at 3:50 as he crosses the line. Bouchin's in second, Pulford's making a move around the outside in the 10 singlet. Speakman holding position, and Carson sitting on his shoulder. He's not doing too much work at the moment. He's playing a bit of a tactical race. It'll be interesting. Obviously, the milers there they should have the speed in the last couple of laps to pull away. But we'll see. Obviously, how things play out a bit later. It's going to be tactical. It's going to be interesting. So stick with us. So we've still got the Australian. We've still got Hawley leading us. It's a bit of a field. We've got Bouchin sitting in second, Speakman in third, Pulford in fourth, Carson in fifth, Hoy in sixth, Graves in 7th. Those are your athletes that you need to look at the moment. A bit of a gap to the rest of the field at the Zaya Pretty, one of our younger athletes. And Mitchell Small after that in 7th and 8th. So Hawley comes into the home straight now. He's our Australian and he is leading the New Zealand Championships, if you can believe that. 2nd place, Daniel Bouchin up from Canterbury. 3rd place, Eric Speakman from Napier. 4th, Carson from Wellington. And it's 5th, Pulford from Thames. He's a longer distance runner. He probably doesn't have the kick of those milers in front of him, so Aaron's strategy will be to go and try and get a lead if he can, but he's probably doing well just to sit where he is, and if he can hang with this field a little bit longer, anything could happen. So Hawley, with a time in the low 8s, he'd certainly be a favourite. Sorry, his name's Tawley, Joshua Tawley. Apologies to Josh's fans out there. Good to see the Australian athlete here. Bit of chip about Carson's marathon time, running in Hawaii and picking up a lovely t-shirt if you missed that story. So we've still got Tawley the Australian, and apologies to all his fans for getting it wrong, and it looks like maybe a brother or a cousin or something's jumped in there. So it's Josh Tawley, followed by Eric Speakman, followed by Hamish Carson and Daniel Bouchin and Aaron Pulford and Dan Hoy. So those are your athletes, looking like they'll make looks like they'll be your New Zealand champion, or in the mix for it. So if the Aussie does take it, champion, but he will pick up a New Zealand visitors medal, so he'll win the event, he won't win the New Zealand title. Douglas Hammerlock is another Australian, he's making a move. He's in the blue there. If you spot him, he's trying to grab the back of this pack. So the lead pack, if you're just joining us, is Josh Tawley out of Australia. He's in the front. Eric Speakman from Napier in 2nd. Hamish Carson in 3rd. Aaron Pulford in 4th. Dan Hoy in 5th, and Daniel Bouchin just falling off the back of that pack in 6th at the moment. Daniel's up from Canterbury. So it's Josh Tawley. It's Eric Speakman, Hamish Carson, Aaron Pulford, and Daniel Hoy. Daniel Bouchin sitting in 6th. So we're coming to the bell. We're sitting at just on 7 minutes now as they come into the home straight. Josh Tawley, has he got the legs? Will he hold? Here comes Pulford. He's making his move early with a grit and determination. Speakman sitting there looking cool, calm and collected in 2nd. Carson in 3rd. Tawley sitting now into 5th. He may have done his dash. We'll see if he can hold on to this field. Dan Hoy sitting in 4th place now. So it's Aaron Pulford. He's the 10,000 man. Expected him to go early. Speakman's now making his move. It's Eric Speakman from Napier, pulling away from Hamish Carson. These were the two everyone talked about. It's turned out to be the case. They're the ones that everyone expected would be there. Is it Speakman? Is it Carson? It's coming down to a sprint. Speakman and Carson. Hoy's sitting in 3rd. He's got that locked down. Who's going to take 2nd? It's a big sprint. It's Carson. It's Speakman. Carson's making the move. The Wellington boy. Fans are going nuts for him as he comes through. He's going to take the bell. He's going to take the line. 8:04, 8:05. Great run, Hamish Carson. 2nd, Eric Speakman. 3rd, Dan Hoy picks up bronze. Tawley, Pulford, Bouchin and Hammerlock the Australian. A great race there. Graves is coming through now. Jackson, 8:23. Small. Cornish. Mulai. So a great race there. If you missed it, it was a sprint finish. It was Eric Speakman and Hamish Carson. It was the two we expected, and Hamish Carson, local boy, did the business. And great race. Well done those athletes. Tawley, the Australian, pushed the pace, did a great job getting us to the low 8s, and we're going to go and grab a little bit of a chat with Hamish Carson now.
Running up against the men. Bit of disappointment. No, we are in number 3.
We're with Hamish Carson here live. Hamish, well, another New Zealand title, 3000. How did that race go for you?
It's early on in the season, so I knew I had to run a good technical race today because my fitness isn't where it's going to be later on in the season. So I just stuck and relaxed. I knew Eric was going to make a move at some stage, and I just needed to leave it as late as possible. And happily I managed to bring it home in the final 100 metres. But Eric did great today. He really showed he's come along well, so hopefully he'll be in some teams with us in the future.
Yeah, so what's next for you?
I'm going to do that 1K down in Christchurch on the road, then hitting a 5K in Auckland at the Auckland Track Challenge, then on to nationals.
Good.
And overseas again.
Oh, well done on another national title. And
thank you very
hope
much.
your season goes well and that you make it to London.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
You got to do the.
Eric live on Facebook with Athletics New Zealand. How was that race for you tonight?
It was tough. The boys really put the pressure on early and had to sit there. And knew Hamish was sitting right on me, and obviously the other guy's real capable, but he's the Olympian, so that's one you gotta watch out for. And just tried to have a go right at the end. I felt the boys had the pace hot enough that I didn't need to push it on. Just don't quite have that kick over him yet. It's a pretty lethal kick as we've seen over the years.
That's right. So you'll be reasonably satisfied with how you're going at this time of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. It felt really good. Quite comfortable while we were just knocking out the pace, and that was really good. And so yeah, very happy with the way things are going so early.
So what's next in the season?
I think I'll jump out at Pirate Classic, probably run a 15 there, and then we'll be looking ahead to a 5K up at the Auckland Track Classic.
And your aim this year is to qualify for London?
Yeah, definitely. 1500 for London, so keep a longer focus in this New Zealand season, and then I'm going to bring it back in for the 15, and hopefully we can crack that 3:36.
And you'll be chasing that in the States, no doubt, this year?
Yeah, I'll head over to the States for a bit of altitude and stuff, and then into Europe, so hopefully this year, with everyone fresh slates needing times, there should be a bit more racing than there was last year.
Good. Oh, well done.
Thank you.
Bruce Smith will look into that about the New Zealand record for Daniel. We'll see how he gets.
Dan, because it was out of your sight, just give her that red one and you grab a new one. Don't trust anybody. We've got plenty. A blue one this time instead.
Dan, well, third place in the New Zealand Senior 3000 Championships. How was that race for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was a lot different to New Zealand secondary schools. Obviously, I wasn't the one on the front this time. And yeah, it was a pretty consistent pace, and those guys took off on the last 400. Obviously, showed what their true ability, but yeah, I was really happy with that.
Yeah, you did well to hang on as long as you did.
Yeah.
So what's next for you in the season?
Tries now. So I'm racing next weekend in Takapuna. Then I got Oceanias down in Taupo, and then World Qualifiers over in Perth in Australia.
So will we see you on the track again this summer?
Hopefully, I'd like to be back on the track at some point, but obviously try is my main focus at the moment. So
good. Thanks and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's it for another year at the Capital Classic in Wellington. Been a fantastic night of athletics. Great weather right throughout the meeting. Warm temperatures early on. It cooled down nicely for the 3000s at the end, and the breeze stayed down. So thanks for tuning in. We've enjoyed bringing the Capital Classic to you, and we'll be on the next Classic. Will be at the Pirate Classic on the 11th of February. So we may have some live events before then though. So thanks for watching.